inbox is often flooded with questions about the beautiful property tours I'm posting on a day-to-day basis. The number one question I get asked is, Chelsea, how much money do I need to actually buy this apartment? And that is what we're talking about today. Let's get into it. In season 1, we talked about the fundamental differences between condos and co-ops. We know that they're different in both price, inventory, and requirements. In this season, we're going to talk about what it actually takes to buy both of these types of properties. Let's start with an example for co-ops. So let's say I have a client, we can call them Abigail and Frank, and they are looking for a one-bedroom co-op on the Upper East Side for $800,000. Let's run the numbers. Because this is a co-op, they're going to need to put 20% down. So on an $800,000 apartment, that means they're gonna put $160,000 down. After that, we have to take what's called post-closing liquidity into consideration. In this case, you would need 2 years of post-closing liquidity, which equals $120,000. So total amount Abigail and Frank need in their bank account today, $280,000. Next, we're gonna have to think about the total monthly cost. Co-ops are gonna wanna see your debt-to-income ratio be around 30% or less. So in this case, the monthly cost is $5,000, which means Abigail and Frank need to make at least $200,000 to qualify for this apartment. In addition to that, we need to take into consideration what the monthly cost is going to be. So in this case, this apartment is $5,000 a month. That includes both the mortgage and the maintenance. And in co-ops, remember, that includes both your taxes and your common charges. So for $5,000 a month, they're going to have a debt-to-income ratio of 30% or less, which means their joint income is going to have to be $200,000 a year or more. Lucky for Abigail and Frank, they meet all of these requirements. Congrats. Now, let's do an example for condos. Let's say I have a client that's looking for a one-bedroom apartment in Greenpoint. We can call her Ansley. Ansley's budget is also $800,000, so let's run the numbers for her. In this case, you only have to put 10% down because it's a condo, so $80,000. After that, there's not much else that we have to think about except for making sure that her qualifications meet the bank's requirements. Because this apartment is going to cost around $3,500 a month, she needs to make around $120,000, and that's it. Congrats on your new apartment, Ansley. So as you can see, condos have a lot less requirements than co-ops. But as you may remember from season 1, there's also less inventory and they can be more expensive. If you want me to run the numbers for you, feel free to reach out and we can chat. See you next time.